two-dimension geometry and vectors. Suppose we have P1 is a point 4, -3, P2 is a point -2, -1. So we want to find a vector that gives you P1, P2, and we say that we are moving from P1 to P2, so that P1 is my initial and P2 is my terminal. So then the vector P1, P2 will be just -2, -4, -2, -4 I plus -1, negative will make it positive j. So you are getting -6i plus 2j. This is your vector P1, P2. But if I want to get a vector like this that is going in this direction, this is my P1, this is my P2. Now P2 is my initial and P1 is my terminal. So then it will be P2, P1, and this one will be, now you go from 4 to -2. So 4 minus 2 will make it positive I plus -3, -1, positive 1 j. So you are getting 6i minus 2j. So you can just see here -6i plus 2j. Now when the sign change, 6i minus 2j, it is going in the opposite direction. Suppose we have a vector u equals 10i minus 2j. Now if you draw the picture, you see 10 units on this side and 2 units going down. So the vector is this, it is in the quadrant 4. So your magnitude will be like this. This is the symbol, the square root of 10 squared plus -2 squared. So you get square root of 104. This is your magnitude of the vector. Now you are looking for theta. So your theta will be now tan inverse. This is y coordinate, this is x coordinate. So you write -2 over 10, and you see that you are in the 4th quadrant. So you need to add 2 pi to make it positive angle in this direction. So then you can simplify in your calculator. If you want to make it radian or degrees, up to you. Set your calculator accordingly and simplify. Example 2. You have your vector 10i plus 2j. Now you can go 10 units, 2 units. So you are in the 1st quadrant. Your magnitude as usual, 10 squared plus 2 squared is 104. And the angle theta will be now tan inverse y coordinate over x coordinate. So you are getting 2 over 10. Next example. Your vector u is -10i minus 2j. So I am going 10 units left side, 2 units down. So the terminal site is in the 3rd quadrant. Magnitude as usual, -10 squared and then -2 squared, and add together, you get this. So when you find the angle theta, so that will be tan inverse y coordinate divided by x coordinate, and then you are in the 3rd quadrant, so add just pi. Example 4. If you have -10i plus 2j, so you see that your terminal site or terminal point will be at 2nd quadrant. So then magnitude as usual, -10 squared plus 2 squared, and then this will be 2 over -10, and then add pi because you are in 2nd quadrant. We are given two vectors. U is -9i minus 6j, so it is here in 3rd quadrant, and V is the vector 8i minus 7j that goes in the 4th quadrant. So you have to find angle between these two vectors, and the form is like cosine theta equals u dot v is a dot product. Take the magnitude of u and magnitude of v and divide, so you get cosine theta. So what is your u dot v? So u vector, v vector. I'm writing bar, but without bar, just understand these are vectors. So their dot product will be multiply 9 and 8, 72 plus negative 6 and negative 7, 42. So you get negative 30. This is your dot product. And then the magnitude of u is square root of negative 9 squared plus negative 6 is equal to 36. And then same way you can find your v vector magnitude will be square root of 80 squared is 64 plus negative 7 squared will be 49. So you get 113. So now we plug all these values here. So we get can take a calculator and find your theta, but make sure if the question is asking you to put it in degrees, keep your calculator mode in degrees. If it is asking for radian, just put it in radian. Thank you.